my wife, for my birthday, she said, we're going to go someplace. I didn't know where we were going. I knew that we're going to the Cinema Christine, but I didn't know what we were going to watch. And, we watched Les 400 Coups with our daughter who hadn't seen the movie, who's 9. That's what came on the screen. Hello, Letterboxd. This is Wes Anderson here, and I'm going to tell you about a few movies that were inspirations behind my new film, The Phoenician Scheme. I think I saw it on the Criterion Channel, so I just stumbled across it. The Mattei Affair, it's not a movie I ever knew well. Francesco Rosi, I think, is the director, and I know his body of work a bit over the years. It's one of those movies where there's a guy right in the middle of it, and we're with him from start to finish, basically. And he has a lot of meetings. And, our movie, we knew from the start, Benicio is sort of on rails taking us through this story, and we're never going to leave him. We knew we were doing a movie about a sort of 50s Euro tycoon, and I had this idea that it was sort of like somebody who had stepped out of an Antonioni movie. And we knew it was Benicio del Toro, should he agree to do it. But when I saw this film, I saw this man who was, first of all, involved in negotiations between government and business, and who was kind of a middleman mediator, a role that our character was beginning to take in our story. The links with our story were apparent immediately, but interestingly, what maybe most prominently inspired us in our movie was the look and the music. And for a significant period of time, we were using the score for the Mattei Affair. That was our temp music. And so it wasn't just a thematic, but also in the, let's say, the style of the movie that we found an inspiration. The Bad Sleep Well. Kurosawa worked in these different kind of modes, and he has these sort of city movies. The Bad Sleep Well and High and Low, I kind of group together. There's the family dynamics in the story, which are power dynamics, the drama of a corporate world. There's also the photography of it. We don't emulate, but has always inspired me, and especially another movie I made, Isle of Dogs. It's the widescreen photography with many people in the frame at once. Kurosawa, he could do that with a group of people in 1962 suits and ties, and he could do it with a group of samurai in the countryside. There's a sort of commanding power about the Kurosawa way that I always loved. Toshiro Mifune, in both of those movies, he's a real movie star. They had a spectacular collaboration and run of movies, and our movie was always kind of a movie star movie. There was this guy in the middle of it. If I was going to say who else could have played this part, I don't think of many people. Given the language obstacles, nevertheless, Toshiro Mifune would be a good replacement.
Never buy good pictures. Buy masterpieces.
Part of just any movie could be the inspiration of Day for Night. It's a kind of irresistible celebration of filmmaking, which is his life. Francois Truffaut. Jean-Pierre Léaud is in it. This is an actor who Truffaut met him when he was 14 years old. And I have a sort of similar thing with Jason Schwartzman, who I met when he was a teenager also, and we've worked together for years and years and years, and we've stayed close. And Truffaut has always, for whatever reasons, been one of my role models. I mean, I'm projecting that on him. He didn't ask for this, or he didn't appoint me anything, but somehow I've always felt this. And Jason and I, one of the first things we did together was watch The 400 Blows. Anyway, so that's a few things about Day for Night. David Golder is about this guy who's come from, I think, Odessa or someplace like that, and he's made his way through Europe. This kind of family relationship with money and with this powerful father figure had something to do with our story. I love Julien Duvivier, one of the great French movie directors. This is a pretty early Duvivier. Along with Toshiro Mifune, Harry Bauer could have played this part in our movie and gives a pretty stunning performance.
Je suis seul.
Lincoln is one of my absolute favorite of Steven Spielberg's films. Spectacular scenes and speeches. Possibly the best cast movie of all time. There's so many great performances, so finely done, and it's just, this spectacular expertise and kind of exuberance in the filmmaking. And I feel you can feel the excitement of, wow, look what Daniel Day-Lewis just did. I mean, I don't know if that explains my connection to the Phoenician Scheme with it exactly, except that my director of photography on most of my films, Robert Yeoman, there's films that we would watch every time before we went to make a movie that essentially have nothing to do with the movie, but they had to do with making movies. We would always watch Chinatown and Rosemary's Baby. We'd watch Jaws. We had these movies we just kept going back to, and I think Lincoln became one of those.
And come February the 1st, I intend to sign the 13th Amendment.
Citizen Kane and Mr. Arkadin, even without the movies, Orson Welles himself could have been and is a kind of inspiration for this movie, and he's another person who could have played this role.
Rosebud.
Terror's advocate. This is the thing because Barbet Schroeder made this film about this man with a strong moral compass in a way, but in the course of his life, temptations and intrigues, and also the reality that part of what he's involved with in accomplishing his political desires is violence and death. Whatever the moral compass is turns into something else, and it's not a moral compass. And I guess it's this kind of stage where the events take place and the kind of character he is that, to me, connects a bit to our film. That movie is the first Buñuel movie I saw, and I saw it maybe I was 18, and I didn't really get it. 6 months later, I saw Diary of a Chambermaid with Jean Moreau, and that one spoke to me. And I started seeing some of the movies that he made even before that. By the time I rewatched Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie, I had a sense of what his tone is. By then, I got him. He made me laugh, and I felt like I was on board with wherever he was going to take me. And where he's going to take you is wherever he wants. Whatever surrealist thing that he's drawn to, he will go with it with such a sure hand that you go with him. There's also this religious ingredient in his films, in his personality, that's there through everything. It's barbed and satirical, and a Buñuel movie is always funny. I don't think our movie would have terrorists, guerrilla terrorists in it if Buñuel hadn't. That one in particular has a relationship between government and business that I feel has some connection to our film. For the last time, if I was going to have to replace Benicio with somebody, I might consider replace him with Louis Buñuel himself. Fortunately, we didn't have to.